Hey guys, so today I'm going to share with you my 18 and 2018 Project Pan eyeshadow or Pan That palette. If you haven't seen the series from before, this is where I'm rotating in eyeshadows in my collection. I am panning that palette instead of using a whole palette up exclusively this year. I am random.orging it, or just randomly selecting eyeshadows on a website and trying to hit pan or use them up. I have already hit pan on a couple eyeshadows during this project and completely used up a couple other ones down below. I have listed in the description box for you guys who are interested. The goal is to hit 18. If I hit more than that, I will be so happy, but the goal is to kind of exclusively have 18 either I hit pan on or used up. But I'm basically going to just keep going on this train for this year. Next year I'll probably exclusively do another palette, but that is for a couple of months down the road. We are getting into May, so let's just get into what has happened this past month. So I am still working on the Lorac Pro Palette. This is the Pan That palette I did last year, and I did some good progress throughout the whole year, but this is the reason why I am doing the rotating Project Pan this year, because I still want to focus on using this, but I still want to use other shades in my collection. So let's show you guys the progress on this baby. So all of the lines are what I've previously shared with you guys, but pewter has been used up this past month. I am so happy to say that. There was just a little bit left in it last month, but I again was able to finish that shadow up. I'm still using the other shades. I know a lot of people who kind of get to this point in their Lorac Pro palette tend to kind of declutter it and say it's used up. For me, I want to still finish them. My eyes today have a couple of eyeshadows that I'm working on in this project, but mainly it's deep purple with a couple other eyeshadows on top of it. I'm trying to make it a little bit more wearable, add some different layering eyeshadows on top of it to kind of make it more wearable for every day, but it definitely is more of like a smoky kind of look for me. But yeah, so deep purple I've definitely been focusing more focusing in more of, yeah, that's how you say it, this past month. Then slate and black. Black will be the killer for me this year, but I do know I can use it for a liner and things like that, but I just really don't gravitate towards it too much. Maybe in the fall time I'll be using that. But yeah, so I have finished up one more eyeshadow. Then another eyeshadow I finished up, guys, is this. Can you tell what it is? Can you tell? Can you tell? This is the Wet n Wild Walking on Eggshells, the lid shade. This was that pinky kind of shade. I used that completely up this past month. I still, in this Z palette right here, am working on the highlight shade, which is right there. So that was previously already hit pan on. Trying to use that up completely, but really excited for that. The other two shades that I'm trying to kind of use up because they're the older eyeshadows in my collection are the shades right here. This is Naked from Urban Decay Naked, and then this is Buck. So I'm trying to hit pan first on Buck. You can see a kind of a little dip right there going on, but really those two shades I do want to try and finish up. I am one to have a huge spreadsheet and have the dates of everything that I have purchased, and these next two things, actually no, these two are the oldest in my collection right now. I also have Dark Horse right here, but that's kind of unrealistic to try and use that up. But you know what, let's just do it. Let's say I want to use that up because it is part of the Urban Decay Naked palette. So those three shades I do want to still try and use up, but first I need to hit pan on Buck and Dark Horse. But yeah, I'm excited to have finished two eyeshadows since this last update. Now, hopefully if I can remember, I can share with you guys the other shades that are still in this project. Really though, I've been focusing on using the Lorac Pro palette with the Walking on Eggshells this past month. I did have a newborn this past month. He's a month and like a couple days old, so really didn't wear eyeshadow all that often. But real quick, I'll run down what is still in this project. My Tarte Christmas palette. I have the shade Row 4 Column 3, which is right here, and you can see a little dip to it. I use this kind of all over the lid, but because I have the dark shades in the Lorac Pro palette, I haven't been gravitating towards this at all. Probably won't until I use up the Lorac Pro palette, so really That one's going to be a standby eyeshadow. Then in the Too Faced Chocolate Shop, I'm using the shade Butterscotch. And I have to touch this a little bit more this past month, but not a significant progress dip going on in that one. Then in my Kat Von D Alchemist palette right here, this is a Blue Sapphire, and I didn't touch that at all. So still working on that. My Too Faced Semi Sweet Chocolate Bar palette, I am focusing on Hot Fudge and Caramel. So Hot Fudge is right here. It's a dark brown, similar to the Dark Horse shade from the Urban Decay Naked palette. And then Caramel, which you guys all know if you're following me, I have tons of golds to use up this project and in my collection. Then in the Too Faced Le Grand Chateau palette, I'm trying to use up Parfait, which will definitely be my next lid shade I'll be focusing in on right there. I have the Milani Bella Eyes in Copper, or Bella Copper. This already had a kind of pan looking thing like that, so still no progress on that. And then in the Balm Nude Tude, I have the shade Selfish, which I have not touched. It's that kind of gray shade. And then the last thing here, where is that palette? In my Urban Decay Full Spectrum palette, I am using the shade Goldmine, which is more of a yellow gold, and that is what is on my lids, kind of layering with the Lorac Deep Purple eyeshadow. But yeah, that is what I have used for my Pan That palette for 2018 so far. I definitely am going to make some good progress on this next month. I have more energy, as you guys can see. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye!